and carols. Javaria, you're going to start the game.
Historical American governors for 800.
Not much is named for Elliot Spitzer, but the Hall of Human Origins in this Central Park West Museum is named for his parents. Javaria.
What is the Museum of Natural History?
That's right.
Can I have American governors for 6?
Richard Bellingham, the real governor of Massachusetts Bay Colony, turns up in this novel and lets Hester keep her child. Javaria.
What is the Scarlet Letter?
That's the novel.
Historical American governors for 1000.
On that fateful 1963 day in Dallas, this Texas governor suffered 3 broken ribs, a shattered wrist, and a punctured lung. Jason.
Who's Governor Connolly?
Good for 1,000.
Let's do Chicago for 800.
In 1968, Vietnam War protesters clashed with the National Guard near the Hilton, as this VP was to receive the Democratic nomination for president. Javaria.
Who is Humphrey?
It is Humphrey.
Chicago for 6.
In a 1998 victory speech, this Bulls coach told an adoring Chicago crowd, "This was our last dance, and it was a wonderful waltz." Iris?
Who's Phil Jackson?
That's him.
Chicago for 1000.
Answer there. Daily double. You answered just one clue, Iris, and we reward you with a daily double. You can wager up for 1,000.
I will wager 1000.
Here's your clue in Chicago. Nearly 250,000 gathered to see Obama's 2008 victory speech in Chicago's front yard. This park named for another president.
What is Grant Park?
It is Grant Park, yes. You have 16 in a row.
I'll take Weather in the Bookstore for 800.
Pirates be roaming in the novel titled This Condition in Jamaica. Javaria.
What is a high wind?
Well done.
Weather in the Bookstore for 1000.
Saul Bellows Henderson gets this appellation in Africa. Javaria.
What is the Rain King?
Henderson the Rain King, you got it.
Weather in the Bookstore for 600.
It comes on little cat feet, according to Carl Sandburg, so let up on the gas. Javaria.
What is fog?
Right.
Weather in the Bookstore for 400.
Type of evening in the title of a 1923 Frost poem. Javaria.
What is snowy?
That's right.
And Weather in the Bookstore for 200.
2-word title of A Celebration of the Sesame Street theme song. Iris.
What is sunny day?
That's correct. Those are the first 2 words of the Sesame Street theme.
Carols for 600.
It's the title question that follows, said the little lamb to the shepherd boy. Iris.
What is Do You Hear What I Hear?
Correct.
Carols for 800.
The words to this song first appeared in a church magazine in 1849. Javaria.
What is Away in the Manger?
Sorry, no. Iris.
What is It Came Upon a Midnight Clear?
Yes.
Carols for 1000.
One carol says, he looked out on the feast of Stephen, when the snow lay round about, deep and crisp and even. Javaria.
Who is Good King Wenceslas?
Good.
Going soft for 1000.
Sand, silt, and clay combine to form this other 4-letter type of soil that's rich, soft, and good for gardening. Iris.
What is peat?
No. Jason.
What is loam?
Loam is correct, adding $1,000 to your score. You now have 2,000. You brought us to our first break. We'll come right back with more Jeopardy in just a moment. Stay tuned. Our finalist, Iris Masucci, is a pharmacist from Rockville, Maryland. And Iris, I understand your first appearance on Jeopardy was just a blur to you. Is that right?
It was a total blur. I couldn't remember anything that happened. I went out for a meal with my family members that had come with me. I had to ask them everything. Did I get anything wrong? Did I get anything right? Was I ever in the lead? And the only thing that I could remember, obviously, was that I had lost.
But did they remember? Did they give you your own?
Oh, they had photographic memories, so it was very helpful to fill in the blanks until I got to see it on TV.
It is stressful out here. Jason Carpenter, a stand-up comic from Santa Rosa Valley, California, had a routine to help prepare for Jeopardy, right? Tell us about it.
That's correct. Every morning while I was preparing for both my original run and this run, I had the same breakfast. Smoked salmon, rye bread, and black coffee.
Was this chosen for any reason?
Because I think it's delicious.
And did you have it this morning?
Well, it's the exception that proves the rule.
Oh, I see. You called an audible this morning.
That's right.
Well, we'll see how today's choice works out for you. So far, you've got a win under your belt with Breakfast B, so something to consider. Javaria is here from Whitby, Ontario, Canada. Is a psychiatrist. And your appearance on Jeopardy made you think about your dad, right?
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it, but I remember my dad who passed away a few years ago. He would make me watch Jeopardy when I was like 5 and 6, and he would teach me my world capitals, and he would teach me flags, and he'd say, maybe you're going to win some money someday. And he was obsessed with Alex Trebek, and he told me that Alex Trebek met him and loved his mustache so much that he grew one. But that was a lie. I know that now, but I believed it at the time.
As a child, you thought that was true, but now you're watching. That's a lovely story. Let's pretend that was true.
Yeah,
Why not?
for sure.
Why not? Jason, right now you have control of the board. Go ahead and make a selection.
All right, let's follow the money for 400, please.
In 2010, a Paris court gave Manuel Noriega 7 years in prison for this crime of disguising the source of illegal proceeds. Javaria.
What is money laundering?
Right.
Going soft for 800.
Ken Jeong is now a spokesman for this soft bathroom brand with a fiber in its name. Javaria.
What is Cottonelle?
Yes.
Going soft for 600.
Often bigger than the objects of previous cuddleable crazes, these soft favorites were only launched in 2017. Jason.
What are Squishmallows?
That's correct.
Let's follow the money for 600.
In the title of their debut album, the Black Crowes advised listeners to shake this. Iris.
What is your moneymaker?
Yeah, their money maker, that's correct.
Follow the money for 800.
This larval word describes one preoccupied with wealth. Iris.
What is money grubber?
Yes.
Money for 1000.
Many men have lightened their billfolds by carrying this. JFK's with gold with an image of St. Christopher. Javaria.
What is a money clip?
Yes.
Historical American governors for 400.
The 1850s Utah War began with Buchanan's blunder, when President Buchanan moved to replace this man as governor. Javaria.
Who's young?
Correct.
American governors for 2.
Leland Stanford railroaded his policies through as governor of this state in 1862 and 63. Javaria.
What is California?
Yes.
Carols for 4.
In We Wish You a Merry Christmas, we want you to bring us some of this dessert that looks more like a cake. Javaria.
What is figgy pudding?
Yes.
Carols for 2.
This carol was first performed in Austria on Christmas Eve in 1818 as Stille Nacht. Iris.
What is silent night?
You got it.
Going soft for 400.
A tender feeling leading to kind treatment, or a synonym for the fontanelle on babies' heads. Jason.
What is kid gloves?
No. Javaria.
What is a soft spot?
There's soft spot, right.
Chicago for 4.
2020 was the 50th anniversary of the groundbreaking of the 110-story building and office space, then named for this retail company. Iris.
What is Sears Tower?
Yes.
Chicago for 200.
A big motorboat dives the Chicago River, and a smaller one churns the water to get it green in about 45 minutes to celebrate this annual event. Jason.
What's St. Patrick's Day?
Yes.
Going soft for 200.
Mongolia's once vast grasslands are being degraded by overgrazing of the goats that produce this soft sweater fabric. Iris.
What is cashmere?
Right.
Follow the money for 2.
Final clue. This Michael Lewis bestseller is subtitled The Art of Winning an Unfair Game. Jason.
What is Moneyball?
That's correct. You have $2,600. Javaria has the lead, but Jason, you'll select first in Double Jeopardy. The round begins right after this. Don't go anywhere. Responded to correct was very impressive. Let's see what the Double Jeopardy round has in store. We begin with bodies of water. Then we have movie inspirations, contemporaries, new to the OED, biology, and once again, carols. Jason, where to?
Let's do movie inspirations for 1200.
While writing Boys in the Hood, John Singleton drew inspiration from this Rob Reiner film based on a Stephen King tale. Javaria.
What is Stand By Me?
Yes.
Bodies of water for 1200.
Manama and Boucher are on this body that was at the center of fighting in 1991 and again in the 2000s. Javaria.
What is the Persian Gulf?
Yes.
Bodies of water for 16.
More than 300 rivers and streams flow into this deep Russian lake, but only one flows out, the Angara. Javaria.
What is Lake Baikal?
Yes, Baikal is right.
Biology for 16.
The answer there? Daily double. You have a big lead and you've only extended it, Javaria. What will you do here?
10,000, please.
Wow, 10,000 at stake in biology. Here's your clue. This adjective for the organ that gives nutrients to the fetus describes all mammals except marsupials and a few even weirder ones.
What is placental?
That is the adjective, yes. You had $10,000.
Can I try bodies of water for 800?
Hindus consider it the most sacred river in India. Javaria.
What is the Ganges?
Right.
Bodies of water for 2,000.
Passamaquoddy Bay between Maine and New Brunswick, Canada, is an inlet of this bay, famous for its high tides. Javari.
What is the Bay of Fundy?
You had 2,000.
Contemporaries for 1,200.
Answer, the other daily double. You went big last time, Javari. What'll it be now?
10,000.
10,000 again. Your clue in contemporaries. J.S. Bach and this great German-British composer were born a few weeks and a few dozen miles apart in 1685.
Who is Handel?
That is correct. You had another 10,000.
Biology for 2,000.
As a pairing in biology class, A and P is amoeba, which moves using pseudopods, and this protist that moves with hair-like cilia. Javari.
What is a paramecium?
That's the P.
Biology for 12.
It's the collective word for all the DNA, RNA, whatever NA in an organism. That would be its genome. Javari, back to you.
Biology for 8.
This class of animals, whose name indicates two habitats, is extra menaced by climate change, as warming of either home means trouble. Jason.
What's amphibian?
That's right.
Okay, let's do contemporaries for 1600.
In 1794, Thomas Jefferson wrote that he hoped the execution of this man marked a return to moderation in the French Revolution. Javari.
Who's Robespierre?
Right.
Contemporaries for 2,000.
Working from Indian miniatures, Rembrandt sketched this contemporary and Taj Mahal builder. Jason.
Who's Shah Jahan?
Well done, 2000 for you.
Let's do movie inspiration for 2000.
Orson Welles' The Magnificent Ambersons was an inspiration for this 2001 Wes Anderson movie about an affluent family. Javari.
What are the Royal Tenenbaums?
That's correct.
Movie inspiration for 16.
James DeMonico, writer of this film, had the idea after road rage made his wife wish for vengeance. Free one a year. Jason.
What is a purge?
Yeah.
New to the OED for 1600.
Alliterative term meaning a benefit that accrues to a larger community, not an individual. That's just the greater good. Jason.
Let's do new to the OED for 2000.
For meteorology, it's a long, narrow current of water-soaked air moving horizontally above the Earth. What is an atmospheric river? Jason.
What the heck? Let's go to Carol's for 2000.
In 1992, this Democrat from Illinois became the first African-American woman elected to the Senate. Jason.
Who's Carol Moseley Braun?
Good for 2000.
Let's do Carol's for 1600.
Director Carol Reed was nominated for an Oscar for this 1949 Cold War thriller set in Austria and starring Joseph Cotton. One of my favorite movies, The Third Man. Jason, back to you.
Let's do contemporaries for 8.
She arrived in England from Virginia in June 1616, in time to take it into the mask by Ben Jonson. Jason.
Who's Pocahontas?
Yes.
Carol's for 1200.
Carol II, pre-World War II king of this northern Balkan land, lost support to his liaison with the mysterious Magda Lupescu. Javari.
What is Romania?
Correct.
Carol's for 8.
Like her brother Carl, Carol Lewis excelled in this field of it and set a U.S. indoor record of 22 feet 3 inches in 1985. Jason.
What's the long jump?
Correct.
New to the OED for 1200.
Abbreviated MSM, it refers to traditional or established outlets of information. Iris.
What is mainstream media?
That's right.
New to the OED for 800.
It means to dress up and maybe perform as a character from comic books, video games, movies, etc. Javari.
What is cosplay?
Yes.
Movie inspiration for 8.
Christopher Nolan said he got inspired to make Oppenheimer after this Twilight star gifted him a book about these speeches. Javari.
Who is Pattinson?
It was Robert Pattinson.
Bodies of water for 4.
Open to Londoners in 2000, the Millennium Pedestrian Bridge is one of the newer ones to cross over this river. Javari.
What is the Thames?
That's right.
Movie inspirations for 4.
A series of articles in the LA Times about people dying in their sleep, perhaps during bad dreams, inspired this 1984 film. Javari.
What is Nightmare on Elm Street?
Yes, we're from the headlines.
Contemporaries for 400.
When Isaac Newton died in 1727, this 21-year-old Philadelphia clerk was still a few years away from taking up science. Iris.
Who is Franklin?
Yes.
New to the OED for 400.
A chewable gelatinous candy, perhaps flavored with fruit, perhaps containing cannabis. Javari.
What is a gummy?
Is.
Biology for 4.
Term for the organism that provides nutrition to a parasite, not always willingly or knowingly. Javari.
What is a host?
Yes, and the last clue in Carol's. Later to have a long-running TV variety show, she won her first Emmy in 1962 for work on the Gary Moore Show. Iris.
Who is Carol Burnett?
That is the great Carol Burnett. Yes, you have $6,400. Jason, 10,600, not so bad. Until you look at your various score. Wow, 45,600 thanks to those daily double wagers. Final Jeopardy category today will be the 20th century, and we'll come back with that clue in just a moment.
Let's do this.
The score of $45,600 is the highest score coming into Final Jeopardy we've seen this season. But remember, that doesn't mean this game is over. This is a 2-day total point affair. We will be adding our finalist scores today to whatever they earn Monday. The Final Jeopardy category is the 20th century, and here's the clue. On July 19, 1940, Hitler called this man a warmonger and wrongly predicted he would flee to Canada. 30 seconds. Good luck. We'll begin with Iris Masucci on the end, who had $6,400. Who did you think Hitler was talking about, Iris? Who is Stalin? I'd love to imagine an alternate history where Stalin flees to Canada, opens a store or laundry or something. But unfortunately, that's not correct. It'll cost you the $4,000 you wagered, dropping you down to $2,400. Jason Carpenter was in second place with $10,600. What did he write down? Who is Winston Churchill, question mark, question mark, question mark. You don't seem sure, but that is correct. Jason, the new and untested Prime Minister of Britain, Hitler didn't have a lot of faith in. So you're going to add your $10,600. You wagered $5,600. You now have $16,200. Javari is here with that $45,600. Is smiling. Is it because she knew it was Churchill? She got it right. What did she wager? Smallish wager, $5,600, taking her to $51,200. Finalists, these are the scores that we'll be adding to your Monday score at the end of that game to determine our winner. Javari's got a big lead, but it's not over yet, folks. Join us on Monday. Have a great weekend.